Cleopatra 7. The name echoes through time, resonating with power and mystery. She is more than an Egyptian queen. She is a legend, a figure who transcends history.
Cleopatra is a symbol of power, intelligence, and allure. Her beauty and wit captivated the ancient world. Her story is one of ambition, love, and ultimately tragedy, a tale that has inspired countless works of art and literature. Born in 69 BC, Cleopatra inherited a kingdom in turmoil. Egypt, once a mighty empire, was a shadow of its former self, struggling to maintain its sovereignty. Yet, Cleopatra was determined to restore Egypt to its former glory. She envisioned a prosperous and powerful nation.
Her intelligence was remarkable, her ambition boundless. She was a scholar, well-versed in philosophy, literature, and science. Cleopatra was fluent in multiple languages and a shrewd diplomat. She could converse with foreign dignitaries in their own tongues. She understood the power of image and used it to her advantage, crafting a persona that commanded respect and admiration.
Cleopatra's story is complex. It's a tale of political intrigue, passionate romance, and ultimately survival. Her relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony are legendary. She ruled Egypt for 21 years, a period marked by both prosperity and conflict. During her reign, she faced constant threats from both within and outside her kingdom. Rome, an emerging superpower, cast a long shadow over Egypt, posing a significant threat to her rule. Cleopatra had to navigate these treacherous political waters with cunning and determination, always staying one step ahead of her adversaries. She used her intelligence, charm, and strategic alliances to protect her throne and her people, forging powerful connections with Rome. Her life, though short, continues to fascinate us today. Her legacy endures in the annals of history. Cleopatra's story is a reminder that truth is often stranger and more compelling than fiction. Her life remains a testament to the enduring power of ambition, intelligence, and resilience.
The year was 48 BC, a time of great turmoil and change in the ancient world. Julius Caesar, the powerful Roman general, arrived in Alexandria with grand ambitions and a vision for the future. Egypt was in the midst of a civil war, a conflict that had torn the nation apart and left it vulnerable to external influences. Cleopatra and her younger brother Ptolemy XIII were locked in a bitter struggle for the throne, each vying for ultimate power.
Cleopatra saw an opportunity in Caesar, recognizing his influence and military prowess as key to her success. He was a man of immense power and ambition, a leader who could change the course of history. Legend has it that Cleopatra had herself smuggled into Caesar's presence, rolled up in a carpet, a bold move that showcased her daring nature. Whether true or not, the story speaks to Cleopatra's audacity and cunning, traits that would serve her well in the turbulent times ahead.
Caesar was immediately captivated by Cleopatra, drawn to her intelligence and charisma. She was intelligent, charming, and politically astute, qualities that made her a formidable leader.
Cleopatra, in turn, saw Caesar as a valuable ally, someone who could help her secure her throne and stabilize her reign. She needed his military might to defeat her brother and secure her position as the sole ruler of Egypt, a goal she was determined to achieve.
Their relationship, though born of political necessity, quickly blossomed into a passionate love affair, intertwining their fates. Caesar helped Cleopatra defeat her rivals and regain control of Egypt, solidifying her power and influence. In return, Cleopatra provided Caesar with much-needed funds and supplies for his own campaigns, strengthening their alliance. Their alliance, cemented by love and ambition, would have far-reaching consequences for both Egypt and Rome, shaping the future of both civilizations.
After Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra found herself once again in a precarious position. Rome was in turmoil. Mark Antony, Caesar's trusted general and friend, emerged as one of the most powerful men in Rome.
Cleopatra saw another opportunity to secure Egypt's future. She needed a strong Roman ally, and Antony needed Egypt's wealth and resources. Their meeting in 41 BC was the stuff of legends. Cleopatra, ever the master of spectacle, sailed up the river Cydnus on a magnificent barge.
Antony was instantly smitten. Cleopatra was unlike any woman he had ever met. She was intelligent, witty, and a powerful ruler in her own right.
Their relationship was a passionate one. They shared a love of luxury, power, and political intrigue. Together they ruled over Egypt and a vast Eastern empire. Their love affair, however, was not just a matter of personal affection. It was a strategic alliance that threatened the delicate balance of power in Rome.
Mark Antony's rival for power in Rome was Octavian, Caesar's adopted son. Octavian, a shrewd politician, understood the power of propaganda. He launched a smear campaign against Cleopatra, painting her as a manipulative seductress who had ensnared Antony with her charms.
Roman historians, often influenced by Octavian's propaganda, portrayed Cleopatra as a cunning and ruthless woman. She was the serpent of the Nile, a foreign temptress who had seduced Antony and lured him away from his Roman duty.
This negative portrayal of Cleopatra persisted for centuries. It wasn't until recent times that historians began to re-examine her story from a more objective perspective. They recognized that Cleopatra was a skilled diplomat, a shrewd politician, and a powerful ruler who fought tirelessly for her kingdom and her people. However, the damage was done. The image of Cleopatra as a manipulative seductress continues to influence popular perceptions of her even today.
Cleopatra's story is a tragedy, but it is also one of immense power and influence. In 31 BC, Antony and Cleopatra's forces clashed with Octavian's army at the Battle of Actium, a decisive confrontation that would shape the future of the ancient world. Antony and Cleopatra were defeated, their dreams of a united empire shattered. Antony, believing Cleopatra to be dead, took his own life in a tragic act of despair and love. Cleopatra, unwilling to be paraded through the streets of Rome as Octavian's captive, also chose death, sealing her fate with the bite of an asp.
Legend has it that I died by the bite of an asp, a symbol of royalty in Egypt. A fitting end for a queen who ruled with such grace and power. With my death, the Ptolemaic dynasty came to an end, and Egypt fell under Roman rule, marking the end of an era.
Despite her tragic end, Cleopatra's legacy lived on, transcending time and space. She became a legend, a symbol of feminine power, intelligence, and allure, inspiring generations to come. Her story inspired countless works of art, literature, and music, each capturing a different facet of her enigmatic persona. From Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra to Elizabeth Taylor's iconic portrayal on the silver screen, Cleopatra continues to captivate our imaginations, reminding us of the timeless allure of her story. She remains a subject of endless fascination, a reminder of a time when the fate of empires rested in the hands of a queen, a testament to her enduring influence and legacy. While Cleopatra's love affairs with Caesar and Antony are the stuff of legends, it's important to recognize her political acumen. Cleopatra was not merely a pawn in Roman power struggles. She was a shrewd strategist who used her relationships with these powerful men to secure Egypt's interests. She understood that Rome was the dominant power in the Mediterranean. Cleopatra knew that alliances with powerful Romans were essential for Egypt's survival. Cleopatra's relationships with Caesar and Antony were not just about love or lust. They were strategic alliances that allowed her to maintain Egypt's independence for as long as possible. She used her influence to secure trade deals, protect Egypt's borders, and advance her own political agenda. Cleopatra was a master negotiator, a skilled diplomat, and a cunning strategist. She was a true political animal who understood the art of the possible in a world dominated by men. To understand Cleopatra's story, we must understand the world in which she lived. Cleopatra's Egypt was a land of contrasts. It was a land of ancient traditions and vibrant culture, but it was also a kingdom in decline. The Nile River, the lifeblood of Egypt, flooded annually, providing fertile land for agriculture. This natural bounty allowed Egyptian civilization to flourish for centuries. However, by Cleopatra's time, Egypt's power had diminished. It faced internal strife, economic challenges, and the ever-present threat of Roman expansionism. Alexandria, Egypt's capital, was a cosmopolitan city. It was a melting pot of cultures, a center of learning, and home to the famed Library of Alexandria. The city's streets were a kaleidoscope of languages, religions, and ethnicities. Merchants from across the known world flocked to Alexandria's bustling harbor. Scholars and philosophers engaged in lively debates at the city's renowned Museum, a research institution that rivaled the greatest academies of the ancient world. Cleopatra understood the power of image. She knew how to use her appearance, her intelligence, and her charisma to project an aura of power and authority. She presented herself as the embodiment of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of fertility, magic, and power. Cleopatra cultivated an image of herself as a divine ruler, a descendant of the pharaohs who had ruled Egypt for centuries. She dressed in luxurious fabrics, adorned herself with gold and jewels, and surrounded herself with an aura of wealth and opulence. Cleopatra understood that perception was reality. She knew that to rule effectively, she needed to command the respect and admiration of her subjects and her rivals. Her mastery of image-making helped her to achieve her political goals and cement her legacy as one of the most fascinating and influential women in history. Cleopatra lived in a patriarchal world. She was a woman in a man's world, yet, she defied expectations and broke down barriers. Cleopatra ruled Egypt in her own right, not as a consort or regent. She commanded armies, negotiated treaties, and held court with kings and emperors. Her intelligence, ambition, and political skills were undeniable. She faced constant challenges from those who sought to undermine her authority.
Despite the odds stacked against her, Cleopatra achieved remarkable things. She restored Egypt to a position of prominence, secured its borders, and ensured its survival for another generation. Cleopatra's story is a testament to the power of human resilience, determination, and the ability to overcome adversity. She serves as an inspiration to us all, a reminder that we can achieve great things even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Cleopatra's story continues to fascinate us today. She is a timeless symbol of power, intelligence, and allure. Her life, though lived millennia ago, still resonates with us. We are drawn to her story of ambition, love, betrayal, and ultimately, tragedy. Cleopatra's legacy is complex and multifaceted. She was a product of her time, but she was also a woman ahead of her time. She was a queen, a lover, a mother, a diplomat, and a warrior. Cleopatra's story reminds us that history is not just a collection of dates and names. It is the story of real people, with real passions, ambitions, and flaws. Cleopatra's life, though short, was full of drama, intrigue, and achievement. Her story continues to inspire us, to challenge us, and to remind us of the enduring power of the human spirit.